Good evening, everybody. Happy Monday. Woohoo. Welcome to a rainy, gray, dull, damp, cold day. But the good news is it's not snowing, and the extra good news is it's not minus 14. So there's that. Friends, my goodness, the amount of snow that we have received, I feel like I'm living inside of a snow globe. Not even kidding. So much to be excited about, so much to look forward to. We are less than 10 sleeps away from the visit from the jolly old Saint Nick. And lots of good things happening here on the channel that I want to just remind you guys of really quick. So on Friday, we'll simulcast this, but I will be on with Allie at Heart and Soul Connected. And we're going to do Jukebox Turo, the holiday version. So we're going to have a great time. So make sure that you tune in. That's at 7 p.m. Eastern. And then on Sunday, the 22nd, and forgive me, I don't remember the time off the top of my head, but we're going to have a members only live for the holidays. So if you're not already a member of Dozen Cats, hit that join button right underneath this video, right beside the name. It'll take you to all of the details on how you can join. And then on the 23rd at 8 p.m., Allie joins me here at Dozen Cats. Again, that'll be simulcast. And we're going to do letters from Santa. You know, what is my wish from Santa? So, lots of exciting things going on. How are you guys doing? JR is in the house. Hello, JR. Thank you for the lovely message to begin my stream with. I really appreciate it. Ellen is here. Hello, Ellen. How are you, my love? Warrior Widow is in the house and has already put her question up there. I will star that. Pooja is here. Hello, Pooja. How are you doing, love? Hi, Jessica Lynn. And yes, that's my kitty. That's Austin. Austin is my oldest cat, my BFF, my brother from another mother. And he doesn't often like to be seen on camera, but there he is, giving me a dirty look. So, tonight, we are talking about the winter solstice, which happens on the 21st of December. Officially, the first day of winter. That's what most people think of. And I found something today which I thought was really quite appropriate for the time that we find ourselves in. And I thought that I would read this to start. So before we get totally carried away, I just want to say thank you, everybody, for being here. It really does mean the world to me that you participate and you support me and this channel and each other, because that's what the holidays especially are all about. In my opinion, of course. Remember, folks, this is for entertainment purposes only. Let's go to the Dozen Cats Advent Calendar and pull what we have for today. I broke my Advent calendar, you guys. Do you see this little door? It fell off, so I can't move the Advent calendar. Anywho, we have... I dropped it. Dramatic or what? We have lights. You know, when I was a little kid, and even as I've grown up, one of my favorite things to do is to drive around looking at the Christmas lights. I love to see other people's Christmas trees in their front window or in a window, you know, with the drapes pulled back, and you just see that lovely glow sort of cast on the inside and the outside. And there's just something about the glow that all of the different Christmas lights give. that have carried me throughout my years, right? When we first bought our house, one of the sweetest things my husband did was run out, and buy Christmas lights so that he could, do a big display outside. And something that he likes to do every year is to like change it in some form or fashion. This year, we have like a front porch on our house. So this year we have a garland around the front sort of railing, I guess you will, that's lit up. And then below that, we have a lit up sign that says joy. And then there's 2 stars on either end of that. And that's sort of sums up how we're feeling right now. So tell me some of your favorite stories about lights. What do lights mean to you? What do they do for you? That's the whole point of the Advent calendar, is to make you think of something, or to inspire you to do something, right? To engage in conversation with others, So that's the Advent pull. And I'm going to tell you now, stick around, don't leave, because there will be another extra pull later on in the stream for a free 30-minute reading. So stick around for that, okay? So, lights make me feel joyful. Light is exactly what the winter solstice is about, okay? And this is what I found earlier that I want to read to everybody, okay? So this is spiritually what happens, or what we hope will happen during the winter solstice, okay? What happens spiritually during the winter solstice? The winter solstice teaches us about resilience and hope in the face of darkness, which is the winter time, right? Because we have less daylight. It reminds us that the sun rises again, even after the longest period of darkness or night. And when the sun rises again, it brings new beginnings and brighter days. So it's a time to reflect on your inner light and the continuous cycle of growth and renewal. Isn't that beautiful? I absolutely love that. When I read it, I almost cried. I'm not even going to lie. It was so pretty. I don't know that I think of the winter solstice in that regard, but now that I've read that, I'm not gonna be able to like not think that way, right? And we are facing a dark time. Holidays are not easy for everyone. Politically, it's a shit show. I'm just gonna say it. Not very Christmassy, but that's the truth. There's chaos all around the world. And I think especially because there's so much chaos, that we really have to go within to find that light within us and bring that out, right? And try to continue to push that forward. So I have 2 sort of things that I thought we could do tonight, okay? And I see that you guys have questions in the chat. And as always, when I do these kinds of shows, I'm going to still answer your question to the best of my ability, but it's going to be through the spread that we're doing for everyone. Okay. I love that, Marcia. Lights make me feel safe. I love that. That's a great, great way to look at it. And thank you for being here, Marcia. It's been a long time, my friend. Hi, Ziggy B. So, I have a spread that I've only done a couple of times, but it's right out of the Lightseer Tarot book. So if you get the Lightseer Tarot, it's in the book here, okay? And I'll show it to you guys. It's called the Soul Joy Spread. And it's all about light. So I thought it was appropriate. So the first card that we pull is the gift, it's called, right? What can I give to the world? Right? The second card that we pull is what can I illuminate for others? And the third card is, or sorry, that second card is called the illumination. And the third card is the lesson of joy, which is where can my lessons of joy be uncovered? So if we want to pull that light out from within us, if we're searching for more light. So what do you guys think of that spread? And I'm not going to be offended if you don't want that spread, because if we're not going to do that spread, then I thought we could do the four direction spread, which also seems appropriate for the solstice reading. So you guys choose the joy spread or the 4 direction spread. Let me know in the chat. Pretend it's a drum roll, and we will go with whatever the majority rules. And oh, look at everybody being so nice to each other. I love that. Not that you guys aren't normally nice to each other. I'm just saying. You guys let me know in the chat what you want to do. The joy spread or the 4 direction spread. Yes, of course, Jessica. All right, so I'm going to go up to the top. All right. I'm going to click on everybody that wants a reading. So Warrior Widow. Warrior Widow. Ellen R. Pooja. J.R. Jessica. And Tiki. So basically everybody that's here. Love it. All right, let's do it. 4 directions it is. 4 directions it is. That's easy. Easy peasy for moi to do. All right, we're going to start with, in no particular order, just the way that I started them. So I'm going to put this up on my screen here for a sec so I can try to follow along. Warrior Widow says, I have a question. I had a huge, what felt like upgrade abilities a few months ago, and I'm starting to communicate with my guides. Do you have any idea what is going on with me? Well, let's pull some cards and see if we can find out the answer to that question. That's Quincy. You guys seen Quincy many, many, many times. Quincy loves to be on camera. Quincy is all about the camera. Quincy is all about the camera. All right, let us get our spread from the book so we know what we're doing. Kelly. All right, so let's reveal. The card from the east is the place of the rising sun, which represents springtime, right? So this card reveals what's beginning in your life and what you could further explore, okay? So we've got having abundance, what you need is on the way. So let me reveal these and then I'll try to like sum it up in terms of answering your specific question, right? was very intense. I had severe trauma and isolated for nearly 3 years, and then bam, felt love and calm and joy. You know what? Nothing makes me happier than to hear that. I know exactly what the isolation part of that feels like. I know what grief feels like. I know what heartache feels like. And so the fact that you could be on the other side of that is proof to anyone who is, afraid or in the midst of, or navigating that path. So first of all, thank you for sharing that, and congratulations and blessings to you for being on the other side. That's incredible. I love hearing those stories. So thank you for sharing that. Card number 2 is the South card, which is the card that represents the sun and summertime, right? This card reveals what is expanding in your life. So this is what you should be constantly growing and working with and toward, right? And you've got hidden treasure. You have untapped resources. So there's the answer to your whole question. The answer to your whole question is you had a huge upgrade, and you're starting to communicate your guides what's going on with you. What is going on with you is literally that. You had an upgrade. You're having a shift. What is happening is you are literally learning to create your own joy. You are learning to create that solid foundation for yourself. You're learning that you actually do have some control over how you navigate the path ahead of you. And what you've done, without maybe even realizing it, is you are growing and you are implementing the lessons that you are learning along the way. It takes so long when we've been in a situation where we feel like we can't get our head above water, and then all of a sudden everything makes sense again. And sometimes we're like, what happened? I don't understand. And our logical brain wants to make sense of it. And I'm going to say to you, with all the love in my heart, don't question it. Don't try to figure it out. Don't need to know why. Just bask and embrace this moment in time. Like, think about the 3 years prior and how you hoped and prayed and journaled and meditated and went to therapy and all of the things for this very moment to be happening. Well, now this moment is here. Don't try to figure out why it's here. This is the exact thing that you hoped for. Now it's here. And I'm not saying that you are or you're not. I'm just saying, like, that's what I'm saying to you. Word of wisdom is just embrace it with every fiber of your being and celebrate it, because you deserve that joy. You deserve that feeling, right, of accomplishment. All right, the third card is your West card. This is the card that represents the sun and also the season of autumn. So this is what you sort of need to clear or clutter out, right? Like how you go through your clothes and you change them, right? Look at what you've got. The lucky star. It's time to take a chance. It is time to take a chance. Present or back there. We want to look ahead. The fourth card is the North card. The North represents the dark of night and the season of winter, which is where we are headed into. This card reveals what you need to consolidate or nurture. It's also what you need to repair or heal. Keeping the faith, there is always hope. So you need to nurture the hope, and you need to heal the hope. And how you do that, especially given what you've told us, is by celebrating the achievement of your growth. Because whether you realize this or not, you did this. You did this. You did this. and you need to celebrate it. You need to wrap your arms around yourself and love yourself up like other people here are loving you. Hold on to that feeling and don't ever let it go. That's what I got for you. I hope that answers your question. I would just add further to that. You know, I don't know what the heck happened to me. I don't know why I'm sitting here. I don't know why Spirit has blessed me. But as I've said so many times, right? I have to put my faith in Spirit, that Spirit is going to give me what I need to give to you guys. The same as you put your faith in coming here and putting that question in the chat and asking Kelly, what does Spirit have for me? So you put your trust in me. I'm putting my trust in Spirit. I put my trust back in you that you're going to get what I take or what I give you, and it's going to make sense, and you're going to do whatever you need to do with it, right? At some point, we have to put our trust in that. And I say, put your trust in something positive. Put your trust in your hope and your faith in something that is going to bring you joy and allow you to feel blessings and abundance of just good, you know, instead of being curled up and hidden away. As my mother likes to say, I just happen to have this handy. You must believe. You must believe. If you're going to believe in anything, why not believe in yourself? All right, I'm off my soapbox. Thank you, JR. Wish you nothing but love and continued exceptional joy and growth, Warrior Widow. Here's the thing, Warrior Widow. Like, I love what you just said. I feel so much love coming from the universe. It's so amazing. I wish everyone could feel this way all the time. That's why I'm here. Because I didn't want anyone to feel the way that I did. And you are proof positive. JR is another person that is proof positive that joy can be found. Joy is obtainable. And, you know, we can leave the past in the rearview mirror where it belongs. That we don't have to reside in pain. And I thank you so much. I mean, there is no greater gift during the holiday season than someone coming in my chat and saying, oh my God, this amazing thing happened to me and I feel so good. I mean, it's the greatest blessing in the world. So thank you. Eleanor says, I love a message from Spirit regarding my job and whether I should start looking for a new job. Yes, Marsha. Absolutely. To that point that Marsha says we have to stay positive and choose it over negative. We absolutely do. But, and I say this from a place of understanding that not everyone has. When you are in that position where you are, you know, it's dark and it's negative and it's sad and it's lonely and, you know, you're curled up in a ball in the fetal position. You know, maybe you've got anxiety or whatever the case may be. You don't necessarily recognize or realize that you have that option because you are so busy fighting off the negativity and the darkness and, you know, the chaos and the fear. You don't realize that joy is like, it's like there and the other option is there. Like, you don't realize that there's two ways that you could do this because you're so focused on the one thing. It takes a lot of time and a lot of therapy to get you to that point where you realize that you do have control to make that decision. When people used to say that, I used to get triggered because I immediately went to the negative one. Oh, like, you think I choose to be like this? Oh, Of course, I now know that exactly what Marcia said is exactly correct. It is a choice. I didn't realize I had the power to make that choice. I didn't realize I had that kind of control over my life, right? Because if I did, I wouldn't have been in that position in the first place. I mean, that's how my mind worked. And anyone who tried to offer me any kind of love or support, I was closed for business. I was not listening. Ellen, I think I want to do the soul joy spread for you, love. That's very kind of you, Warrior Widow. Yeah, sure. Send me an email. We'll figure it out. All right. So Ellen said, "I'd love a message from Spirit regarding my job and whether I should start looking for a new job." That's the question. So the first card that we have is the gift, right? So this is what can I give? And we have hanging in there, it will get better soon. Okay. So to me, that is hope, but we're not quite convinced yet, right? Like deep inside, you know what is best and you know what is right. But up here somewhere, this little, there's like this extra monkey rolling around on a hamster wheel going, "Hey, excuse me, but what about this? Hey, Alan, what about that?" Right? It's like overthinking or sort of like self-sabotaging-ish kind of vibe, right? Card number 2 is the illumination, right? So this is what can I illuminate for others? You have tasting success. Your hard work is rewarded. So no matter where you go, no matter what job you apply for, your work ethic speaks for itself, right? Like you are committed. You dive in, head first kind of thing. Do you understand what I mean? Like you show up, do what is expected, probably beyond, and that is never the thing. It's the up here that could be the thing, right? The third card is the lessons of joy. So this is where can my lesson of joy be uncovered? I mean, you can't make it up, Fins. Really, you can't. So this is tender moments. You are finding new love. Now, whether this is a romantic relationship or if this is just a relationship with yourself, it to me, when I pull this card, it's like a relationship with yourself. It's an understanding that you are coming over, that you are really accepting of. Like, I'm not going to get in my way here, right? If I want a new job, I'm going to get a new job. If I want to start looking for a job and test out the waters, I'm going to do it. It doesn't hurt anything. I think the question that you need to ask really is why, like to yourself, why do you feel that you need to look for a new job? So what's lacking at the current job that you think that you can find at the new job? That's more the question in my mind. And I'm just going to pull, because this is what I do. Just going to pull a couple of cards, Ellen, if that's okay. It concerns you? Okay. All right. All right, so we've got the Six of Candles or the Six of Wands, right? So this is victory. This is success. This is being seen, being heard, being recognized. Got the Queen of Cups. Use your intuition. Use your intuition to be your guide. Like, you know what's best for you. You know what you will accept, what you won't, what you can control, what you can't, all of the things. So that right there, I saw a side of my boss today that surprised me and concerned me. If that was enough to make you think, you know what, maybe I need to look, then don't discount that. Start looking. Looking for a new job doesn't mean you've got a new job, doesn't mean you're going to get a new job, just means you're looking. There's nothing wrong with keeping your options open, and it's either going to fill you with hope or it's going to create some chaos in your life, right? But looking doesn't cause any problems. It's not. It's just you looking at your options. One more card. Okay, there you go. There's the Eight of Canes, Eight of Swords, feeling trapped, self-doubt. The should I, shouldn't I, what if I don't, like all of the things, right? On the bottom of the deck, you've got the World. So I say that if you look for a new job, you're going to find a job that you like, that likes you back in the way that you need it to be, right? Where it's a fair exchange, if that makes sense. So that's what I got for you, Ellen. I hope that answers your questions, love. Hi, Maria. Absolutely, you can ask a question, Maria. And welcome to Dozen Cats. All right, let us move on now. So we did Warrior Woman, we did Ellen, we've got Pooja. All right, Pooja. Okay, thanks, Ellen. I'm glad it answers your question, love. I mean, I remember being in that spot, friends. So, had a job. I just got a job. I started the job. Somewhere between the time that I applied for the job and the time that I started the job, which was a very short period of time, it was very vastly different and than what I had applied for. And maybe like 3 days into the job, another job I had applied for contacted me and wanted to hire me. And I had to make the decision, do I leave or do I stay, or what do I do? And I just went with my gut and I did it. And I've done that before and it's worked out, and I've done that before and it hasn't. You gotta trust your gut, really is really the best advice that I have, because that's what I did personally. All right. And I'm sorry that you're down, Maria. I'll put you on the list, love. Absolutely. Okay, Ellen. Not Ellen, sorry, Pooja. I'm looking at Ellen's name and I'm saying Ellen's name instead of Pooja. Guidance from angels and guides. So I'm going to do the 4 direction spread for you, Pooja. So what we're doing here, Maria, just to give you an idea, is we're doing winter solstice readings. So I'm doing one of 2 specific spreads, but I still can answer your question using those spreads, just to let you know. Oh, shoot. Woohoo, flying cards, like half the deck flying cards. That's very kind of you to say, JR. And thank you, because I should have said the same. We wish you all the blessings and the best of luck in finding the new job. And I feel like if a job comes along that is right for you, that you are a good fit for, you will find it. That's what the World card revealed to me for you. All right, Miss Pooja. The East card. Oh, good night, Marcia. Happy holidays, my friend. If I don't see you before, happy holidays to Kiba, your daughter as well. Many blessings, my friend. It's nice to see you tonight. The East card is the place of the rising sun and represents springtime. So this card is what's beginning in your life. So what you need to sort of explore further, right? You've got the festive travels. You are in for an adventure. Personally, I love that card. Can you imagine bringing a Christmas tree home on a bug? We call that a bug here. Love it. The second card is the South card. The South card represents the sun and summertime. This card reveals what is expanding in your life, and this is what you should be growing or working towards. And you've got hidden treasures. You have untapped resources. The West card is the card that represents the setting sun and also the season of autumn. This card reveals what you're harvesting or gathering. Okay, so it can also represent what you need to release or clear out. We have digging deeper. There's more to learn. And finally, your North card says, this is the Winter card, and this represents what you need to consolidate or nurture. And you've got the different hats. You play several roles. So what I get from this, quite simply, is, finding time to do things for yourself as well as other people. It's like you have this incredibly long list and you're always at the bottom of it. And so you've got to move those up a little bit in terms of not putting yourself last, but even more importantly than that, it's like change your perspective on how you see that, right? It's not about trying to do too many things or doing for others and then I do for myself. It's not really about that. Self-care, self-love, self-soothing, all of those self things, that's not selfish. That is required. It's necessary maintenance. We can't be fully present and fully invested in someone else or other people's things if we are not in top form ourselves. Like, I can't come here and do this every night if I don't feel 100%, right? Because I don't have that energy to give, and it takes a lot of energy to do this. So if what I'm saying makes sense, it's not about necessarily putting yourself last. It's an understanding thing that I need to put myself higher on the list of priorities, because that's how I'm going to help all of the other people in my life that need me. Hopefully that makes sense. Right? So that's what I got for you, Pooja. All right. We have JR. Hi, Sylvia. How are you doing, friend? JR, do you want the soul joy or the 4 directions? I think you said the 4 directions, right? You are very welcome, Pooja. I hope it makes sense, love. Listen, I sort of feel like for you, Pooja, if I may, just for a moment, I sort of feel like you are a lot of things to a lot of people. Like, there's a lot of people that count on you and a lot of people that depend on you. And, I'm a lot of things to a lot of people also. But at some point, you gotta put yourself first. And there's no there's nothing wrong with doing that. It's like if you want to go somewhere in the car, right? If you got to like travel, you got to make sure that the tires have got air in them, and the windshield washer fluid is topped up, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera, right? Like the oil's changed and good. Like you got to do all those things, right? So it's not selfish. It's required. It's required maintenance for yourself. Hi, Anita. It's all right, JR. Haven't you walked away? What? No, just kidding. I dropped your first card. I'm just getting your cards out now. I know I'm a riot, aren't I, JR? A regular stand-up comedian I am over here. All right. All right, your first card out is the card to the east, which is the place of the rising sun, which represents the springtime. This card reveals what's beginning in your life, right? So what you need to search for or explore, or maybe even expand on, I'll say. And we've got safe and secure. You are being protected. It is so hard for people who have been through difficult things or difficult stretches of time to believe that, everything happens for a reason, or, I'm being guided or I'm being protected, because why would anybody send me down this path that's like all been nothing but trouble and chaos, and you know what I mean, right? The path is set. But you have free will, so you can change that course. And since you've put in the work and you've seen some of the differences, right? You've seen how things can bounce back and shift and move very, really quickly. Like you've seen the other side. It's still hard to get out of your head. It's still hard to get out of that mindset, though. But again, it's all about having that faith. So don't question it. And when you do question it, revert back to what I just said. Look at where I just came from. Look at where I am now. So I know it's true. So I'm not going to question it. I'm going to put my faith up there, and I'm just going to let it guide me. Right? Hi, Judith. Well, thank you, Judith. That's very kind of you. I'm so glad that you enjoyed yesterday's show. Thank you for coming in and for letting me know. That's very, very kind. Many blessings to you. And Maria, I can't put you first on the list, love, but you are on the list. Just hang in there. Listen to the other messages, because it's often that we get things from other people's messages as well as our own particular message. So just be patient, and we will get to you as soon as we can. Yes, exactly, JR. Like you've seen the darkness and the light, and you know that the light exists. So when those old habits creep up, do not go there. Do not go there. Like old habits are hard to break. You know what I mean? Card number 2 is the South card. The South represents the sun and summertime. So this card reveals what is expanding in your life. This is what you should be growing and working towards. So the thing that you are, like if you're in the garden, the thing that you're watering and talking to and fertilizing and, right? Look at how cute this, I love it. Giving and receiving, keep prosperity flowing. So this is a continuation of the first card, right? Staying in that cycle of hope, staying in the cycle of gratitude, staying in the cycle of joy, staying in the cycle of the light, staying in the cycle of appreciation, right? And grounding yourself. Like, this is where I reside now, not in all that turmoil. That was then, this is now. I'm here, right? Card number 3 is your West card. So this is the card of the setting sun and also the season of autumn. This card reveals what you're harvesting or what you're gathering. So what you're harvesting is, when you clean out the garden, right? You take all the tomatoes and the cucumbers and all of that out of the garden, and you take them into the kitchen and you peel them and you cook them and you can them and you put them in the freezer and you have enough for the winter, right? What you're gathering is literally the same thing. It's like you're bringing it into you, right? Getting together. Someone wants to connect. This is a family person, someone that wants to connect. Is there someone, you don't have to answer, JR, but if there's someone that has any association to the past and all of that, that person wants to connect. That doesn't mean that you have to, and it doesn't mean that you should. Only you can answer that question. But if you're already feeling that or you're already aware of it, that could be why some of these things are creeping up into your mind and asking you to sort of like question whether you're in the light or not. Do you understand what I'm saying? It's like a thing from the past comes up, knocks you on the shoulder, and all of a sudden you go flying back there, if that makes sense. Okay. Card number 4, the North card. Look at Quincy coming to say, don't do it, JR. Don't do it. No. JR, it's me. It's me. It's Quincy. So the 4th card is your North card. The North card represents the dark of night and the season of winter. This card reveals what you need to consolidate or nurture. It's also what you need to repair or what you need to heal. So these 2 cards really go together, but all 4 of your cards tell a really important story. Okay? So you have closed for now. Try again later. Now remember what I said, what you need to consolidate, what you need to nurture, what you need to heal, or what you need to repair. We cannot close ourselves up, close ourselves down, lock ourselves away, throw away the key, hide up in a room. We can't. It's going to make me cry. We can't do that because that's not living. That's not life. That's not joy. Right? Those walls that you once created to protect yourself do more harm than good, eventually over the course of time. So, to sum all of this up, it's okay to think about where you've been and the things that you've been through in terms of learning and appreciating where you are now. But if you could put that hope and faith in yourself and in the journey to get to where you are now, we can also apply that to this, right? We can also apply that to this. You don't have to hurt forever. You don't have to hide away from people. This is when you do, grounding work and when you set up boundaries, because it's about control. You are in control of your life, no one else. Including fear, including pain, including sadness, right? So you keep doing what you're doing. Give yourself a lot of grace. And trust that you will know when it's time, right? Hi, Richard. Oh, sorry. Oh, you guys. JR, that I wish you nothing but the best. I mean, I feel your pain, my friend. I know how hard it is. But I also know how smart you are. I also know how in tune you are, and I know how much you've grown. I have faith that if you get on the other side of fear, that you will be able to navigate what is necessary for you to navigate and still be in a really great place. Okay, Jessica. Jessica says, may I have a reading for the winter season? Jessica, if you're still here, sorry, let me know if you want a 4-direction spread or if you want the joy spread. And Richard, yes, I'll put you on the list, my love, if you want a reading. It sounds like you kind of need one. Jessica, are you still here, love? I think she said 4 directions, but I'm not positive, but let me know. There you are. Do you want 4 directions, Jessica? You guys, I wish that I could turn my other camera on because Quincy is like literally right here, like right on the table. Like, yep. Good luck, lady. Good luck trying to shuffle the cards with me laying on you. Hey? Like, yep. Not moving, Mom. Thanks, Quince. Appreciate it. You'd never know that I had a 4-foot by 4-foot desk. I'm now in the corner over here. Thanks, Quincy. I appreciate it, bud. You're the best. Can I just tell you guys, while I'm shuffling up Jessica's cards, how good my cats have been? The tree has remained standing. I don't want to jinx it, Spirit. Thank you. But nothing's moved. No issues. They've been so good this year, haven't you? Yes, you're a good boy. All right. First card is out for Jessica. Second card. Third card. And the fourth card. All right, so card number 1 is the card of the East. You guys are going to get so sick of me saying this. The card from the East is the place of the rising sun that represents springtime. And this is the card that reveals what is beginning in our life or what we need to begin, what we need to search for, okay? And you've got hang in there. It will get better soon. Now, if I'm not mistaken, Jessica, when I did a reading for you the other day, because I don't remember all the readings, but I remember like tidbits, bits and pieces. Am I correct in remembering that I was picking up on an indecision or like some kind of like a crossroads, like I'm not sure what I'm doing, or I don't know if that's you or if that's someone else that I'm remembering, but that's what's coming to my mind when I'm saying that. So if there is a decision or something that you've been sort of like back and forth on, that's why I'm picking this up. The South card is the card that represents the sun and summertime. This card reveals what is expanding in your life. So this is what you should be growing towards or working towards, right? And we've got follow your heart. Do you not love this card? It's so cute, right? You can trust your feelings. So now, if I am correct, and this is the vibe that I'm getting, that I'm being told to remember, that if there is something that you are, mulling over, that you are undecided about, something that has caused you, I feel like it was sort of like a, I don't know that I like how that feels. Not necessarily a thing, but more like a feeling, if that makes any sense at all. So don't get down. Don't get caught up in the questioning of it. Like, what does it mean? What could it mean? What should it mean? How do I navigate it? What should I do? How should I act? What should I say? Don't get caught up in that. But if your heart is telling you, your intuition is telling you that I don't like how that made me feel, then go with that, right? Okay, so the third card, the West card, represents the sun and the season of autumn. This card reveals what you're harvesting or gathering. So this is what you are bringing towards you, or what you need to clear away, okay? And we've got tasting success. Your hard work is rewarded. This is all about listening to your intuition so far, is what I'm getting from this, right? So if you allow your intuition, your inner knowing, your gut instinct, your heart to navigate the path. There you go. Oh, sorry, Quincy. I hit my fist on the table. So you were just wondering if you can trust your intuition about, yes, this is without knowing that, this is the answer to the question, which is the answer to the question. Do you understand what I mean? So the fourth card is the North card, which is the card that represents the dark of night. So this is the season of winter. This card reveals what you need to consolidate, or what you nurture, what you repair, or what you heal. And we have having abundance. What you need is on the way. So let's just say that you're not sure if you can trust your intuition, but you're hoping that someone is hearing your prayers or your conversation, or, can you just guide me? Can you just show me the right thing? Like, if that's what you're saying, it's on its way to you. It's on its way to you. Remember the light about the darkness that we talked about in the beginning? That's what this whole reading is about. It's about bringing your own light out, and then that thing isn't a thing anymore, right? Because your light is spreading over top of their dark, if that's how they are, right? Hopefully that makes sense. All right. You let me know, Jessica, if that makes sense. All right. We have got Ziggy B, then we've got Marie, and then we've got Richard. And I forgot to put Ziggy up here. Ziggy, let me know. Oh, I'm sorry, Richard. Hang in there, hon. We'll get a reading for you. I'm sorry that you've got to go, Maria. We'll be here for a little bit, so if you can come back, and I'll still answer your question. All right, so now, Ziggy, did it resonate? Okay, good, Jessica. Thank you, my friend. All right, you wanted a 4 direction spread, Ziggy? Honestly, Quincy, I love you dearly, buddy, but you are too much. I can't have you on the desk like this, honey. Can you get up for a second? Come here, come to mommy. Oh. You know how much I love you, you little munchkin? But I can't read with you laying on my desk like that, you big blob. Hey? You go up here. You go up here, honey. No, up here. Up here. Oh, no, you don't want to go up there? All right. Okay. Oh, that's very kind of you, Richard, to say thank you, my friend. All right, for Miss... Well, I have 3 cats, and I have a dog. You will always, well, I shouldn't say always, but you'll very often see Quincy. Quincy is the cat that is the one who's got to, like, be near me, you know, be beside me, all that kind of stuff. So. Really, John? If that is your attempt at humor, it failed, my friend. We have people here dealing with loss and sadness. Please don't come in and ruin it. And you're throwing my whole vibe off. Which I'm sure that was the intention. Bear with me for a sec, you guys. Sorry about that, everybody, but I can't control the internet. All right, here we go. Thank you, everybody, for your patience. All right, so back to Ziggy. Ziggy, the East card. So this is the place of the rising sun and represents springtime. This card reveals what is beginning in your life, right? So this is what you need to explore. And we have the Festive Travels. I swear this deck is this big. That's how many cards are in it. And we continue to get the same cards. And that's by no accident, right? That just means that everyone needs to hear kind of like this similar message. Festive Travels. You are in for an adventure. So embracing and exploring, being open, right? The South card is the card that represents the sun in summertime. This is about what is expanding. So what you're growing, right? What you're working towards. We've got package deal, all or nothing. So to me, there's like a possibility that you are, one of millions of people that like to overthink or overanalyze. possibly even like talk yourself out of something. So like, it's a really good idea. And then the more you think about it, the more you create like this whole thing. And then like you've talked yourself right out of it before you've even tried it. That's the vibe I'm getting. The West card is the card that represents the setting sun and the season of autumn. So this is what you bring towards you, or what you get rid of, like when you clean out your closet and switch your clothes over, right? You've got big discovery. Hidden gifts are emerging. I don't know if I'm right. But it feels like, and for those of you that don't know me well, you'll know that I speak in analogies all the time. So let's just say like I'm really quiet. I'm really shy. I don't like the spotlight. I don't like to get in front of people. And for whatever reason, you're the one who's chosen to make the speech at Christmas dinner, or read a poem in the Christmas pageant in the community, or something of that nature, where you're sort of pushed forward in front of people. And it's through the people that are telling you, you've got this, you can do it, like we're here to support you. It's that vibe, that feeling of them, I've got your back kind of thing, urging you and encouraging you, that you sort of throw on your super cape and be like, okay, I'm not even going to dip my toe in this water. I'm just going to like jump in with both feet. And I feel like you get such a gift from knowing that those people have your back, that it really starts to like, illuminate things for you in a way that you haven't really thought of before. Like I can try things and I can do things, and I don't have to be good at it, and I don't have to be right. I could just go for the experience and look at all the fun I'm going to have. It feels like that. It feels very exciting. It's like kid at Christmas kind of vibe I'm getting, which I love. The North card, the last card we have here, is for wintertime. This card reveals what you need to consolidate or nurture. It's also what you need to repair or heal. Glitter and glitzy. Okay, you are in the spotlight. So my mother used to have this saying, and I have this saying, and that saying is this: you have sparkle, okay? And the world deserves to see your sparkle, and you deserve for the world to see that sparkle. So don't deny it, don't hide it, shine it. Put your ugly Christmas sweater on and go out there and show everybody your creativity. That's what I got for you, Ziggy. That's an awesome reading. All right. I see that Maria is still here, and Maria is up next. And then we have Richard. Oh my God, Richard, you and I are going to get along fine because I am the analogy queen. Ziggy says, I do overthink things, and lately I feel like I am being pushed forward by people to come out of my comfort zone. Good read. Well, I'm glad it resonates, Ziggy. And here's the thing, right? Like, I remember when I was working, the whole company went go-kart riding, to one of those indoor places. I had no intention of getting in there and getting all smashed up, right? I was in a bad car accident many years ago, got like bad bones, bad joints, bad this, bad that. But I wanted to go and be a part of the vibe and the feeling. And so I did, and it was great. So do it. You know what I mean? Like that kind of thing. You don't have to participate in the activity, but still go and be a part of the feeling, right? All right. Now, Maria, I'm doing 4-direction spread, or I think I'm going to give you the 4-direction spread. I'm just going to tell you that now, and let's see what we've got. So you're wondering if F is cheating on me online, and how will things go on with me and him? You're very depressed. I have lots of panic attacks, and I'm feeling so down. He doesn't talk to me. It's very hard. Well, Maria, first of all and foremost, I am sorry that this is your experience. Number 2, I also have anxiety panic disorder, so I know what that feels like, and it is not fun. So you need to take extra special care of yourself. Make sure that you are either seeking medical attention, a doctor, the hospital, or through a therapist, or a combination of all of those things. But now I'm going to tell you, and this isn't my intuition talking, this is my real self talking. You do know exactly what to do. You don't need me to tell you. You don't need to come to the internet to ask a question like that without already knowing what it is that you think that you should do. I feel like you know exactly what you want to do. And you don't want to do it because you don't want to go through it. So let's play that on the other side. So I suspect that someone is doing this to me. I'm not going to say anything to them. I'm going to just drive myself crazy with the fact that I am going to be suspicious and paranoid, which are all helped with the anxiety and the panic disorder, because it's one of the signs and symptoms of anxiety panic disorder. You're just going to amp that up. Is that a relationship that you want to be a part of? If I was your best friend and I told you that that is what my boyfriend or my husband or my girlfriend or my wife or whatever was doing to me, or how I felt, or how they were treating me, what would you tell me to do? What would you tell me? You would tell me to see ya. You don't deserve to be treated like that. So you're saying in the chat that you're asking him every day. If you trust him, asked, answered, move on. If you don't, if you can't shake it, why would you want to be with someone who treats you like that? That's just on a personal level. Because I've also been there too. I mean, haven't we all at one point or another? Let's pull your cards, love. And let's see. And I should mention, I can't read on a third party's energy that isn't here. That's, in my opinion, not really ethical. I can only read on your energy. So in this spread that I'm doing, we're going to read on the question that you asked, which is basically how you get through this. How do you navigate this? All right, so the first card, okay, is the East card. This is what is represents the springtime. So this is what you need to explore, right? What you need to begin. So I want you to imagine a big checklist, a big to-do list. And these are like things off of the checklist, okay? So the first card that you've got is keeping the faith. There is always hope. And I mean this with every ounce of love I hope that this doesn't come across as I'm trying to, blow you off in any way. If there is a thought in your mind that you are not worthy of this person's attention and or affections, if you have a thought that you are not good enough or any of those kinds of things, this is what this is talking about, right? There is always hope. There are options. There are alternatives. I mean, honestly, anything is better than that. To be in a situation where you are constantly questioning everything that is happening around you, creating that state of constant upheaval and chaos and fear, really, you are not doing yourself or your person any favors whatsoever, right? I mean, who wants to live like that? You have the power to stop all of this, right? The South card is the card that represents the sun and the summertime. This card reveals what is expanding in your life. This is what you should be growing and working towards. Okay, you've got all downhill. Your pace is shifting. Now, all downhill doesn't mean it's going downhill. It just means your pace is shifting. Think about when you're skiing and you're going down the hill, right? You start off slow and then you start to slow down again, right? It's the same as you navigate troubled waters, right? Think about when you're driving. You can go faster on a straight than you can on a curve. It's that you have to navigate, right? And to be able to navigate, you need to pay attention. And to be able to focus and to concentrate so that you can pay attention. You cannot have all that chaos going around because you're constantly being, oh, what? Another sign and symptom of anxiety panic disorder is a lack of concentration and focus. The West card is the card of the autumn. So this card reveals what you're harvesting or what you're gathering, right? What you're bringing towards you. And you've got the snowball effect. You are on a roll. Now, I promised myself when I started this channel 3 years ago that I would always tell the truth. And I also started this channel 3 years ago because I had gone through 14 years or 12 years at that point of anxiety panic disorder and all kinds of horribleness. And I didn't want anyone to ever experience it in the way that I did without feeling that there was some kind of hope. So I hope that my voice can speak to the hope of it. I don't know you personally, and I'm not here to tell you what to do with your life, but the cards are suggesting that if you continue on this path, you haven't seen the worst yet. Meaning it's only going to get worse for you, right? You're only going to feel more sad, more lonely, more confused, more depressed if you continue on this journey this way. You've got to do something to pick yourself up and shift this energy. The fourth card and the last card are the North card represents the dark of night, the winter time. Okay. This card reveals what you need to consolidate, and I want you to hear this. This is the important part. Okay. What you need to consolidate or what you need to nurture. So what you need to nurture is what? What you need to comfort, what you need to hold on to, right? What you need to repair and heal. And they all sort of go hand in hand. When you hug yourself, when you feel your hug back, you feel loved, you feel accepted, right? You feel like you belong. And that's healing. That's comforting, right? You've got the sweet surprise. Good things are happening. Now let's just talk for a second, okay? You can't love someone else fully, 100% unconditional love, when you feel the way that you say that you feel. It's just not possible. So you need to look after yourself. You need to heal yourself. You need to make yourself feel whole again, so that you can then turn around and be loved and love someone else. Right? Now, I'm reading all of your comments, and I get it. I get where you are. And I'm so sorry that you are there. 100%. Been there, done that, bought the t-shirt. Me saying that does not help you, though. Okay? I can't do anything to fix your situation, but I can promise you that there is always hope. Now, you say that you don't have any friends. I say that's not true. You have all of us. I've never seen your name before. You came in here tonight and everybody surrounded you with love. Right? Everybody told you it's okay. We get it. We understand. You're welcome here. So you've got friends. That's the first thing. Being lonely is a state of mind, right? And you are never alone. You are never, ever, ever alone. Whether you believe in God, whether you believe in a higher power, there is always something and someone listening. You don't have to believe me. All you have to do is look out the window, walk outside the door. The trees, the plants, the squirrels, the chipmunks, the bugs, the foxes, the raccoons, the skunks, the cats, the dogs. They're all living, breathing energies. They listen. They hear you. I used to go for a walk every day where I thought for certain someone was going to call the authorities on me, because when I was walking, I was talking out loud to the grass, the trees, whoever, the birds, because I felt that even though I had friends, that no one would understand what the heck I was even trying to say, because I didn't fully understand it myself. So I would talk to spirit. I would talk to the universe. I would talk to the birds and the trees and the grass, whatever was around me. The point is, I got it out of me. The only way for me to clear up the clutter in my brain was to get it out. So you have some homework. Number one, you get yourself a notebook, right? And you start journaling. And you write down how you're feeling and what you're thinking and what you're doing and, how your day was. And you do it every day, all the time. Clear this, get all of this out of your head. Get it on a piece of paper, and off it goes. Right? Do a release or a forgiveness ceremony where you stand there It's still perfect energy. Yesterday was a full moon. The winter solstice is on Saturday. It's the perfect time, perfect energies to do this, right? Where we say, I am releasing the negativity. It can be specific, it can be open-ended, it doesn't matter, right? I've done both. I'm releasing it. The weight that you are holding doesn't belong to you. And if you hear nothing else that I've said tonight or that I'm going to say, please pay attention to this bit. The weight that you are holding onto, this negativity, this upset, this turmoil, this chaos, it's got nothing to do with you. It's not yours to carry. It's someone else's. Somebody else caused that. You did not. You are only reacting emotionally in the only way that you know how. And so in order for you to be able to feel like you're making any growth or progress whatsoever, you've got to get rid of it. And I can't do that for you. Spirit can't do that for you. You are in full control. You are the captain of that ship, right? So you've got to stand there and say, okay, you know what? I am done carrying this weight. I am done feeling like a sack of crap. I am not doing this anymore. I release it to the universe. Get rid of it. And I open my heart to receive joy. And you got to mean it. You got to mean it, or it will not work. And I'm here to tell you, it's on my channel. I've done it twice. It works for me. I've done it live where everyone is watching me. It literally was life-changing. But you've got to mean it. If you don't want to be this way anymore, if you don't want to feel upset anymore, if you don't want to be depressed anymore, then you've got to make the first step to say no more. This isn't about other people. It's not about other things. This is about you. You deserve to live your best life possible. And the only way for you to do that is to get on the other side of this pain. And the first step, besides, doctors and therapists and all of that, because I highly recommend those, is to help yourself. And that is to release it once and for all. Just gone. Now I'm going to share a personal story with you that I do not share with many people. Okay. And then I'm going to stop talking about this. Way back in the day, I was married before. And apparently I was at work and someone kept phoning our house and hanging up. And because I'm old as dirt, friends, this is before we had, like call display and all that kind of jazz. And my ex-husband phoned me at work and said to me, why is someone calling this house and hanging up every time I answer the phone? And I'm like, I don't know. You're there and I'm here. Like, I don't know. I came home, big knockdown, drag out fight. And we weren't even married yet. We were about to get married. And the phone rang. And he went to grab it and I picked it up and I said hello. And you all can imagine the story. And they're like, is this Kelly? And I'm like, yes. And they're like, are you about to marry so-and-so? And I said, yes. And they said, well, I have something to tell you. And here's how, without even knowing what I know today, without even understanding what I was doing in that moment, here is how I stood within my own power. Here is how I grounded myself, and here is how I created a foundation on which I threw my super cape on and really soared over a building. I said, and this isn't a direct quote, obviously, because it was many, many, many years ago, where I said, I don't care to hear what you have to say. And I hung up the phone. And I looked at my then boyfriend, fiance, whatever, seemed to be husband, now deceased ex-husband, and said, if you have something that you need to share with me, you better start talking. He said he did not, and I said then he needs to leave. And he went to his parents' house. And 2 days before our wedding, he called me and we had a conversation. And I was like, okay, we will go through with the wedding, because I had made the decision that I could let go of whatever that was. I still, to this day, do not know the truth. Doesn't matter. The truth of whether something happened or something didn't happen had nothing to do with me. That was his cross to bear, if you understand what I mean. I took control of my own self and went, this is what I am capable of doing. This is what I can live with. So, what are you guys saying in the chat there? JR says, on my end, too, chat is mostly blank except 2 comments. I hope it's just on my end, tech issues. And Richard says, JR, yes, comments are weird. People doesn't seem to get all my messages the way they ignore it. Ha ha ha. It's not the first time I notice it. That happens to me sometimes, you guys. And I find that if I go out and go back in, then sometimes the chat freezes up. Only on my phone. It very rarely ever happens on my computer. Because I'm old school, that's where I like it on my computer. But I hope in me sharing that story that you understand what I'm trying to say to you. What I'm trying to say is it doesn't matter what that person is doing. What matters is what you're going to do about it. Right? And right now, how you're feeling is got to be your top priority. You can't function. Never mind with them, for them, around them, whatever. You can't function on your own with all this chaos because you're so upset. So you got to work through that upset, love, to be able to, feel like your head is above water, so then you can actually figure out what you want to do and how you want to do it. Right? I can't tell you whether this person is good for you or not, or whether they're cheating on you or not. I can't do that. And even if I could, I wouldn't. I have to be honest. Only you can do that. But you've got to look after yourself first and foremost. I wish you every blessing in the world, that you find peace and contentment and joy. And I encourage you, if you're up to it, to come back whenever I'm live. There are some things on my channel, JR can speak to them, that I know that have worked for other people, where I've done mirror work, which is great to heal old wounds. I've done, an example of mirror work, I've done the forgiveness ceremony live, so people can see what that's like. I want to read something before you go. So tonight was about the winter solstice, okay? And the winter solstice happens on Saturday, okay? And this is what the winter solstice is about. And it is very important to what you're doing, this whole thing, okay? What happens spiritually during the winter solstice is the winter solstice teaches us about resilience and hope in the face of darkness. It reminds us that the sun will rise again, even after the longest night. It brings new beginnings and brighter days. This is a time to reflect on your inner light and the continuous cycle of growth and renewal. That's what this period of time that we're about to enter is all about. So I feel like you kind of came right at the right moment, Maria. That's what I feel. Oh, did you, JR? I'm so glad, my friend. All right, last and certainly not least, Richard, my dear, thank you so much for waiting and being so patient. Richard says, Scorpio Sag Life Path 11. I thought I was in a new season in my life. People's coming. I had faith. Now nothing left. Why again? Karmic cycles. That's a loaded question, Richard. My goodness. Okay, let's toss some cards for you, and let's see what Spirit has for you, Richard. I realize it seems like I'm smoking a lot, but literally it's like I take, one drag of the cigarette and then it burns away. And can I just share that after my show last night, I did a couple of things that I had to do, computer work and stuff, and then I sat here, and the next thing I know, I'm going to bed. I never ate all day yesterday. Well, that's not true. I didn't eat dinner. I love that, Richard. All right, what does Richard need to know? Spirit. I knew there was a card that wanted to come out that I didn't get. Thank you. You ask and you shall receive. All right, friends, here we go. For Richard, the East card is the card of the place of the rising sun. It represents this springtime. So this is what you need to begin, what you need to explore. And we have hidden treasures. You may have, or you have, untapped resources. So let me get some of this out. The next card that you have is the South card. So this is what represents the summertime. Okay, this card reveals what is expanding in your life. This is what you should be working towards. And we have this beautiful collection of trees. Growth opportunities. Challenges help you learn. The first card was hidden treasure. You have untapped resources. Right. Second card is the growth opportunity. Challenges help you learn. The third card that you have is the West card, which represents the summertime, or sorry, the autumn. And this card is what you are harvesting or gathering, possibly what you need to release or what you need to clear out. And I always use the closet analogy because it's a great one, right? When we switch our clothes over from like summer to winter, or, usually winter to spring, we clear out the closet. We get rid of the stuff that we don't fit into, the, pair of jeans we've been hiding in the back of our closet, telling ourselves for the last 5 years, one day I'm going to fit back into them. And then you're like, I don't even like them anymore. It's that kind of vibe, right? You have divine guidance. Look for signs from Spirit. And if you detect a smile on my face, Richard, it's because I love this for you, and I don't think that you quite realize it, which is why I kind of secretly love it. Okay, so our last card, and I'll have you know that 2 cards flipped out, so I'm going to read this as the last card, and then one as like a bonus, right? So the North card represents the dark of night, winter time, right? This card represents what we need to consolidate, or what we need to nurture, what we need to repair or heal. We have a cup of kindness. Love will show the way. So when we are going through stuff and growth happens, and we see that spark of light, that spark of hope, where we feel like the wheel is starting to turn as it once did, and everything falls sort of back into place, and we feel like we can go, phew, dodged a bullet. I'm okay. Woohoo. Everything's great until it's not. And the slightest bump in the road, we're like, what? What? Again? Oh my God. Like we totally hit the panic button. I often say here on the channel, think about when we were young and we used to go in those bumper cars, right? The bumper cars at the carnivals or the fairs or whatever. They had those big rubber bands around them, and how much fun it was to smack into your friend or whatever. I want you to imagine yourself as you go forward from here tonight with this rubber band around you. The rubber band that protects you, that makes you resilient. And as you navigate the river, life, the road, and you come across the log or the rock, or you come a little too close to the shore or whatever, imagine that rubber band, right? What does the rubber band do? It protects you. You bounce off it. It's okay. You learn. What did you learn? It's really hard when you've been through hell to keep that faith that when another obstacle presents itself, that you're not going to fall apart. It's like a giant test, right? And you freak out. Most of the time, it's not because the thing, the obstacle, or the test, as it were, the situation was too difficult for you to manage. It's because your logical expectations of how you were going to survive that, how you were going to navigate that, got in the way with your emotions. And the minute that those two things don't line up, you revert right back to your old ways, where you're like, see, knew that was a bunch of baloney. It's not baloney. Your bonus card sums it up quite perfectly. On thin ice, use a gentle touch. You have to be kind to yourself. If it took you 6 months, if it took you 5 years, it's taken me 14, and I'm still, I'm like 75% of the way there, but I'm not 100%. I mean, I don't know anyone that is, but I'm not 100% healed. And I'm not saying I don't have bad days where I'm like, oh my God, like I thought I was past that. But you know what? I now have these tools in my toolbox, like the rubber band, that help me to navigate, that help me to spring back and bounce back and remember and remind myself that I'm going to react to things. I'm going to feel things. It's what I do with those feelings that's important. Can I learn something from them? Can I grow from it? I think you could benefit from writing a list of like a situation that has occurred, how you reacted to it, and how you wished that you had have reacted to it. I feel that you're being kind of hard on yourself, and that will be illustrated there. And the second thing, that hopefully will come from that is once you realize I'm being a little hard, like my expectations might be just a little bit like, wow, that will help you to take inspired action to really like dive into it and embrace it with understanding and perspective, as opposed to like, well, you only got 96%, what the hell's wrong with you kind of idea, if that makes any sense at all. You know, I like, you're a human being. You're not going to get a perfect 100% of the time, and it's really unfortunate that we do that to ourselves. And I use the analogy so often. This analogy doesn't actually fit your circumstance, but the thinking behind the analogy, I think, does. You know, so I want to lose 20 pounds in 2 months. Great. But I only lost 18 pounds and it took me 3 months. Do you see all that can happen with those two statements? I set myself up to fail and then punish myself because I didn't achieve some imaginary timeline that I pulled out of the air, and then beat myself up and totally sabotage myself, made myself feel horrible because I lost 18 pounds. None of that makes any sense, but every single one of us has done it, probably more than one time. Use a gentle touch. Now, you tell me, Richard, do you see numbers like 11222 333? Do you see corresponding numbers? Do you hear the same song over and over and over again on the radio, or a song that means something to you? Pay attention to the signs and the synchronicities, because they are happening and you're not picking them up, my friend. I love that you said I'm taking notes like I'm like mad. I love it. You're not picking up the signs. You're not picking up what Spirit is putting down, is what I'm trying to say. Right? You need to look for the signs. I'm totally guilty of that, JR. You know, because like I'm an old fart, right? So like I'll see the 111 and then I'll be like, I'll sit in the living room and be like, oh my God, what was I thinking when I seen it? Totally not what you're supposed to be doing when you see the 111, at least in my mind, right? Like I forgot, you know, like if I go to the kitchen, I forget why I went to the kitchen kind of idea. So when I try to think about what was I thinking when I saw that thing, it never really works out for me. But the point that I'm trying to make is that, you know, we're human beings, and we revert to what we know and our normal course of reaction. And you know, like I had to take a course to learn how to rephrase things. I took CBT, cognitive behavioral therapy, which is essentially when you learn how to be more positive, and you have to like retrain your brain to think more positively. You know, that whole thing, you know, self-sabotage, negative and self-talk and all of those things, depression, anxiety, like none of that is easy. And to expect that, you know, you came through whatever your situation was and yes, everything's great, woohoo, and that it's going to be that like that forever, is like, that's just not life. That's not realistic. Remember when we were little kids and, you know, like have a good cry it out. It's okay. It doesn't mean that you fail. It just means that you have a reaction like a regular normal person. It's what you do after that reaction. It's what you learn. It's what you implement from that experience that helps to navigate ahead, whether it seems like growth or like I'm spinning my wheels, right? Okay, so JR says, I'm guilty of that, laughing. And then Richard says, JR, I'm so with you. Do we release it all? Yes. Release all that doesn't work for us anymore. So, yeah, absolutely. I mean, like I'm going to use JR as an example, and I hope that that's okay, JR. JR was one of my very first subscribers, been with me for 3 years. I'm not saying she's, every show, but like I have witnessed growth. I have witnessed JR being on the other side of joy and hope, and any small part that I have to play in that is just, it's breathtaking to sit here and have the privilege of witnessing people heal, before me, in real time. It's like they're really, I don't have any other words. But I mean, this is the environment that we have here. We are very, my subscribers are very kind and very loving and very supportive, and being here helps. If talking to people in the chat helps. Sometimes you come in and you don't feel like saying anything. Sometimes you do feel like saying things. Sometimes you'll get a reading, sometimes you won't. And you listen, and people, you get things from other people's readings. Oftentimes there is a general theme throughout the night, like I said tonight, right? There are this many cards in that deck. Like, there's a lot of cards here, right? Look at them all. And we've seen like the same 6 over and over and over again. Well, what does that mean? That means that there is a theme, right? There is a theme that happens, and that happens a lot in, when we do these kinds of shows, right? I just love you, JR. I mean, you and all that you represent are exactly what I hoped would happen from this channel. And every time that I'm nervous or afraid to share myself and my experiences, I remember you, honestly, and remember that because I shared maybe this or that you benefited in some way. And so, like, you make me remind myself why it's okay to make myself vulnerable, to share, because it can help somebody. And I cannot really express into words how incredibly proud I am of you and all of your hard work. And it's been like a true privilege to sit here and watch you, grow and share and, embrace yourself and learn to love yourself and appreciate yourself. And then, I see what kind of a person you are, and you're so supportive of others, and you've always been that way. And I don't think that you realize, just like sometimes I don't realize, how much assistance and support you are for other people. You really are, that light, that breath of fresh air that people need. So, I just love you to bits. Oh, all right. Thank you for the crying. Honestly, some days I get here and I'm like an emotional wreck. But anyway, Richard, you are welcome to join us anytime, love. Anytime. I hope that that reading was helpful. I hope that being here, and it sounds like it was helpful. Nothing gives me greater joy than to see that you're getting what you need, right? whether that be from me or from everybody. So I hope that all of that makes sense, and I hope that you feel a bit better. And Quincy is back. Oh, thank you, Richard. Okay, so this is what I'm going to do. Okay. There are 5 people watching. I don't know who the 5 people are. I know that Richard's here, and I know that JR is here. And I said that I was going to... Thank you for sticking your butt in my face, Quincy. You're the bestest. I said that I was going to give away a free 30-minute reading. Yes, I did. I said that. Oh, thank you. He needs to touch me. The cat needs to touch me, or like somehow he doesn't feel like we're okay. So he like flops on top of me. Usually he's sitting on my hand. No, stay. Sweetheart, stay. So now normally I could do this the proper way, and the proper way would be to run the program, but honestly I can't be bothered. So I'm just going to write down everyone's name. So if everyone is present, or whoever is present, whoever is listening, let me know. I'm going to write your names down, and we're going to like draw them out of something. So Ziggy, Richard, JR. Who else is here? Speak now or forever hold your peace. Okay, so there's JR. Quincy, you are too much. There is Ziggy. There is Richard. Last call for the other people that are watching. If you want to be entered for a free reading, let me know. So this is our little box from the Advent calendar, right? Oh, yes. And sorry, did I not show that? JR. I thought I showed that. Oh, now we have 7 people watching. So, sorry, the cat is making this extra difficult. Okay. 1. Come on, Quinn, stop. Did I tell you guys that my cat likes to eat paper and plastic? So that's why he's all like, woohoo, what's happening, mommy? What are we doing? And 3. Okay. So we're going to just toss it and shake it. The cat's like, whoa, what's happening? Drum roll. Oh, Sylvia. Sylvia. Let me write you down, honey. Sylvia. Well, now just hold on a minute, JR, because we got to see who wins before you pass. Okay, so that didn't work out because it wasn't big enough. Oh, I know. Ooh. Ooh. So, right? So we've got Ziggy. I don't know who these are. I'm just saying. We've got JR. We've got, whoops, don't eat that. We've got Sylvia and Richard. Okay? Oh, all right. And now Sharon. Okay, the draw is now closed. We'll put Sharon in there. And then we're drawing. Okay, there's Sharon. Okay. All the dust is coming out of it. Yes, I do need a bigger box, Richard. Absolutely. Absolutely, I need a bigger box. Richard! Yay. I don't have any fanfare sound technique. So, Richard, all you need to do is send me an email. My email is in the description box below the video. Send me an email, please, and just put reading request in the subject line so it doesn't go to spam. And we will set up a 30-minute free reading for you. Okay? Thank you, everyone, for participating. Thank you for being here. I appreciate your support more than I can possibly say. Thank you to all the new subscribers. Thank you for being so kind and loving in the chat. That makes me very happy. And what else did I want to say? I'll be back on Friday. I'll be on this channel, but I'll be a guest at Heart and Soul Connected. It's simulcast on both channels. We'll be doing my fun jukebox tarot, and but a holiday version with Allie from Heart and Soul Connected. And then I'll be back on Sunday doing a members only live, and then next Monday, which is the 23rd at 8. We'll be back here with Allie, and we will be doing letters to Santa. So make sure that your bell notification is checked off so you don't miss anything. And I appreciate all of you, and I thank you kindly for being here. Now I'm going to go eat my dinner. All right. Many blessings, everybody. Have a great night. Oh, thank you, JR. Brad! Hi, Brad. How are you, love? Thank you for popping in. Hope everybody's doing well. All right. Happy holidays, everybody. I will see you when I see you next. And until then, many blessings, okay? Say bye, Quince. Say bye, everybody. Can you say bye? Say bye-bye. Bye-bye. We have to go eat our dinner.